Over the past 7 videos, we have embarked on a deep investigative journey together. We began with the basic question: what is Pi Network? From there, we decoded its white paper, examined the technological motives, analyzed the controversial tokenomics, test-driven the fragile ecosystem, investigated the corporate structure, and took a close look at its frustrating KYC process. We have reviewed the plan, motives, fuel, applications, team, and gatekeepers. Now, it's time to bring it all together. To do this, we will go beyond simple analysis and use a powerful strategic framework employed by businesses and analysts worldwide: SWOT analysis. We will objectively map out the strengths, internal weaknesses, external opportunities, and threats that Pi Network faces on the road ahead. This is the pinnacle of our investigation. This is the final verdict of this foundational series. This is Pi Decoded. Part 1. Strengths. Undeniable assets. Let's start with Pi's greatest assets. These are the strong, undeniable strengths that have allowed the project to come this far. Strength 1. A massive, KYC-verified user base. This, without a doubt, is Pi's superpower. As we discussed in the first video, Pi has accumulated a network of tens of millions of users. More importantly, as we saw in the KYC analysis, a significant portion of these users are identity verified. This creates one of the largest networks of real, unique, and verified people in the entire Web3 space. This network effect is a huge asset that cannot be easily replicated. Strength 2. Legitimate technology and academic origins. As we explored in the deep dive on SCP and the core team, the project's foundation is legitimate. The Stellar Consensus Protocol is a respected, energy-efficient technology born out of Stanford. The founders themselves are Stanford PhDs. This academic pedigree gives Pi a layer of credibility, setting it apart from thousands of anonymous crypto projects or those relying solely on hype. The motives, as we concluded, are genuine. Strength 3. Mobile-first accessibility and gamified distribution. Pi's genius lies in its simplicity. As we analyzed in the white paper and tokenomics videos, the mobile mining mechanism is an excellent user acquisition strategy. It gamifies the crypto distribution process, making it accessible to anyone with a smartphone, regardless of their technical knowledge. This allows them to build their massive network at almost zero cost. Part 2. Weaknesses. Inherent shortcomings. However, with every strength, Pi seems to have a corresponding internal weakness holding it back. Weakness 1. Lack of transparency, culture, and black box initiative approach. This is a recurring theme in our investigation, from vague tokenomics in the white paper to the black box algorithm of the KYC process. The core team operates with significant opacity. Timelines are unmet, roadmaps are unpublished, and communication is often one way. This erodes trust and fuels skepticism. Weakness 2. Centralized structure, for-profit, versus decentralized vision. As we uncovered in the core team investigation, the project is run by a US-based for-profit corporation, Social Chain Inc. This creates a fundamental conflict with the decentralized vision of empowering everyone. While their motives align with the coin's success, centralized control over the codebase, nodes, and KYC process is a major weakness for a project claiming to be a decentralized currency. Weakness 3. Immature ecosystem and chicken and egg problem. Our real-world test drive of the Pi ecosystem revealed its biggest shortcoming. It is a sandbox of ideas, severely hindered by a closed mainnet. As we discussed, developers lack incentives to build quality apps, and users lack incentives to spend their Pi. This chicken and egg dilemma is a massive weakness preventing utility, the supposed primary value driver of Pi, from taking off. Part 3. Opportunities. Untapped potential. Despite its shortcomings, Pi Network is positioned to leverage some huge opportunities if it can overcome its weaknesses. Opportunity 1. Pioneer in large-scale social crypto. No other project has successfully integrated a social network with a cryptocurrency at this scale. If Pi can leverage its chat features and referral graph, it could become the default social layer for crypto, a Web3 Facebook or WeChat where the currency is built into the platform. Opportunity 2. A mass gateway to Web3. For millions of users, Pi is their first and only crypto experience. It has solved one of the industry's biggest problems: user acquisition. If the open mainnet launches successfully, Pi has the opportunity to become the primary gateway, introducing tens of millions to the broader world of Web3, digital wallets, and decentralized applications. It could be the AOL of crypto. Opportunity 3. A utility-based medium of exchange. While Bitcoin is seen as digital gold, a store of value, very few use it to buy coffee. Pi's massive supply and wide distribution give it the chance to be what Bitcoin is not: a high-velocity currency used for everyday microtransactions within its ecosystem. If its economy materializes, it could be one of the first truly useful large-scale P2P digital cash systems. Part 4. Threats. External dangers. Finally, we must consider external forces that could derail the project, no matter how good its intentions. Threat 1. Fierce competition. As we discussed in the ecosystem video, Pi is not building in a vacuum. The world of Layer 1 and Layer 2 blockchains is extremely competitive. Projects like Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, and countless others have billions in funding, armies of professional developers, and years of head start building functioning ecosystems. Pi is trying to compete with a fraction of those resources. Threat 2. Global regulatory scrutiny. The regulatory environment for crypto is becoming increasingly strict each year. A project like Pi, with a US-based corporate entity and a coin distributed to millions globally, is a big target for regulators like the SEC, US Securities and Exchange Commission. A negative ruling could shut down the project, especially before open mainnet. Threat 3. Community fatigue and hype death. Pi's greatest strength is its community, but this is also a double-edged sword. After years of waiting without tangible rewards, community fatigue is a major threat. Hype can only sustain a project for so long. Without a clear roadmap and progress toward open mainnet, community trust, the very thing powering the project, may begin to erode. So, what does this leave us with? Our SWOT analysis paints a picture of a project standing on a razor's edge. Pi Network possesses massive, world-class strength in its community and a huge opportunity to bring millions into Web3. However, these are directly counterbalanced by serious internal weaknesses like lack of transparency and a systemic chicken and egg problem, and threatened by fierce competition and looming regulation. So, what is the final verdict of our foundational series? Pi Network is not a scam in the traditional sense of taking your money. It is a legitimate, ambitious experimental project with deep flaws. It has a solid technological foundation, an excellent social design, but suffers from a huge execution gap between its grand vision and current reality. Its success is not impossible, but the odds are slim, and the road ahead is fraught with peril. This concludes our 8-part foundational series on Pi Network. We have built a complete picture of the project as of today. But the story is far from over. From now on, Pi Decoded will shift to analyzing ongoing developments, new applications, and the winding path to open mainnet as it unfolds. We will continue to be your source of objective, reliable analysis. Thank you for joining us on this investigative journey. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.